In this lecture, we're going to be answering the question, what type of medicine did ancient Egyptians use? Now here you can see I have a picture of some modern medicine, but did the Egyptians have medicine that looked like this? No, of course not, but they did have some form of medicine. So we will find out here what kind of medicine they did have. We actually know a lot about the type of medicine they had because they documented everything. So we can go back and look at some papyrus and figure out what they thought of medicine and the types of things they did. They actually knew quite a bit. They were able to recognize signs of fever and other serious illnesses, and they had a few ways that they could help treat people. They also knew a lot about the heart, and they believed that the heart speaks out through the back of the head and the hands. Now, I want you to think for just a moment why they would have thought that. If you feel your hands and your wrists, and if you feel the back of your head or kind of around your neck, what are you feeling there that has to do with the heart? If you're thinking, well, you can feel your pulse in those places, that's exactly what the Egyptians noticed as well. And they made a connection there that, hey, what we're feeling there has to be related to the heart. They also believed that disease came from worm-like creatures in the body. So they thought when they were curing some sort of disease, not an injury, but a disease, that they were trying to eradicate or get those worm-like creatures out of the body. Priests and doctors would work very closely together. Think for a moment why that might be. If you're thinking that, well, the ancient Egyptians were very religious people, they might have thought that your sickness or illness was coming from some sort of spirit that has gotten into your body, you'd be right. So they would work together, believing that, okay, the doctor can give you some sort of medicine, while the priest can give you prayers, maybe spells, to also help cure you. These doctors were also very good at curing things like bites from snakes and stings from scorpions. In the deserts of Egypt, there are lots of scorpions and snakes, so these are injuries that would be fairly common, and if not treated, it could be fatal. But the Egyptians were able to cure those bites and stings. When working with the priest, they would use spells too for maybe more serious injuries like an attack from a crocodile, or if there's possibly a ghost that is causing you to feel sickness, they would use spells to try and take care of those. Well, how did they do all this? What sorts of medicine did they use? They used lots of herbs and spices. So juniper berries, which you can see here, were thought to be very valuable. They were used on any sort of skin, like a cut or a bite. They also used garlic for lots of illnesses. They would either be eaten to help cure you, or also, again, put on the skin or on some sort of wound. And there you have it. Now you can answer the question, what kind of medicine did ancient Egyptians use?